Hello and welcome. So excited to be here today with my friend Larissa. I have known her on this online space. We've talked about getting together when I come to New York, but we have
Yep.
not done it yet. So she's my friend from online, like one of my online friends. How many of you guys have online friends? Drop it in the comments, but I'm super excited to have her here today. If you guys don't know Larissa is such a loving, warm,
Thank you.
centered person who has a heart of giving, and it shows through on all of her platforms. Not to mention, she's like a rock star, super person over on TikTok. What do you have, like 300,000 followers now? Like, she's like a
It's
badass influencer. Let's just
it's
call it
al-
what it is.
it's almost at 500,000.
Oh my God, how did that happen?
Consistency.
Oh my God, that is
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
Guys,
I'm
drop the
excited.
mind blown emoji. I'm like stuck at like 55,000 and I can't get to like the hundreds on my vision board, Larissa. So,
You will get there. You will get there in divine timing, I promise you. I,
exactly.
and
So,
let me tell you, Julie, 50,000 followers is a lot of followers. And I always think like we say, oh, it's only 50,000. Oh, it's only 1,000. Oh, it's only 500. What would you do if those people were standing in front of you? Like, and here's a tip for anyone building a business online. You show up and you serve, whether it's one person or 1 million, just give the value, and whoever needs to see it will see it. And I really believe that is what's helped me get to 500,000, because if you literally build content for the likes, the hearts, and the follows, then you're not leading your message. You're not showing up in a service based energy, which is the opposite of manifestation. So
I love it. I love it. So, if you guys are spiritual, put spiritual in the comments because we're going to get deep over here, like real quick, if you haven't even noticed. And guys, make sure you share this out because if you do the share today, I'm going to give away the Power Prospecting Planner that I wrote. It's a journal for all network marketers to track their daily DMO. Put share in the comments. If you share this out, we will make sure you get a shout out, and I'm going to put these in the mail for a lucky winner. So just put share in the comments. I've gotten rave reviews on this. Like, I'm so excited. People have told me how helpful it is. Erin says she's spiritual. Anna says she's spiritual. I love it. I'm a spiritual person. I got my vision board. I do my manifesting. I did my manifesting meditation this morning. Now I need a little bit more. Thank you, Erin, for the share. I need a little bit more Larissa in my life. But we're going to be talking about that today. I think I
I
need like
think that should become, I like that. That should be a little hashtag, hashtag need a little Larissa in your life. I like that. That was
I
cute.
like it. I like it. So I see a lot of people are saying that they are
So,
spiritual.
Julie,
Can you hear
okay,
me?
I just want to let you know I can't see the comments. So,
Okay.
yes, I can hear
Okay.
you,
You can hear me.
but I
Okay.
can't see the comments. So, you're going to,
Okay.
yeah.
Tina is saying she's spiritual. Guys, if you are spiritual or you've thought about being spiritual, it doesn't necessarily mean religious. It just means spiritual and understanding that there is a higher power that is guiding, watching over us. And Larissa's going to talk about our numerology. Like, she's done my numerology before. Do you remember when you did that? And it was like, I mean, I was like ready to change the world after that. It was amazing. I still am ready to change the world, but you know what I mean. It lit a
Right.
fire.
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you for having me on. Like, I'm always honored when someone shares their platform or their community, because it is a big honor, especially in the online world. And Julie, you and I have known each other now for quite some time, and I love that on social media you still can feel someone's authentic soul. And when I met you, I knew you were my people. And then when I found out you were from New York, I'm like, of course she's from New York. Like, has family in New York. And I remember we tried to get together, but we will make that happen one day. And I
Without a doubt.
believe, yes, and I believe that the online world can be actually more powerful sometimes for than the physical world, because so many people are, maybe feeling a little lonely or a little isolated, especially in business when you're going out there and trying to do something that's different. Usually the people that love you the most are the ones that say some really hard and hurtful things about your ideas and your visions and your wants and your desires because they're not in your vision. And see, when I started this journey, I've always been a very spiritual person. I've always been a very deep person. I have a great aunt who's 93, who was a professional numerologist and healer 40, 50 years ago. So talk about being a trendsetter. And this was taught to me at a very young age, that spirituality does not mean religion. Okay. So whatever religion you are, I had to wrestle with this, or whatever you practice, but I was raised Catholic Italian. I went to Catholic school. I taught Catholic elementary school. My children still attend Catholic school. And I had to really come to a place where I realized being a spiritual healer does not mean that I'm going against my faith. Actually, I believe I'm bringing you closer to your divine creator, whatever you want to um, identify with, right? Because when we can understand our soul's blueprint, our soul's purpose, our soul's deepest desires, then we are living our life by design, our spiritual blueprint, which was created by the creator. Okay. And that's the goal here, is that you walk in your truths and you step into living a life that is spiritually aligned, because spirit is within you. And I am not somebody who feels spirituality is supposed to be something hard, or some one more thing you've got to do. Like you got to work, you got to do the laundry, take the kids to soccer, do this, and oh wait, I got to do spirit. I got to pencil in spirit time. That's not how that's not how this works. So my philosophy of how I teach and how I create my content is spirituality made simple. It's bringing your spirit into all that you do. The number one question that I get asked, Julie, is what's my purpose? And I'm going to share this one tip that will help you identify your purpose. You
How
don't
many of
have
you
one. Oh,
Well,
go
I'm
ahead.
just saying, how many of you guys have wondered, like, what is your purpose? Like, what are you doing? What type of value can you bring to people? Like, if you've wondered that, like, raise your hand and put purpose in the comments, right? Like, that is something that I'm like continually developing and adapting, and it's never ending. And I love it. So go on. Sorry. I just wanted to see if
No,
anybody
no, I
was
think
doing
that's
that as
great.
well.
So there's a spiritual solution for everything. And yes, you have this unique blueprint that is, when I look at your birth chart through your name and your birthday, I will be able to tell you certain challenges that you're facing, certain lessons, certain themes to your life, certain themes to your business, where you should focus, what your specialties are, what your strengths are, so that you can live on purpose. You see, it's not having one purpose, it's bringing purpose and bringing your spirit and bringing your purpose to all that you do. And that's a really deep spiritual concept.
I love
If
it.
you caught it. Did you catch that? Because there's not one path to living your purpose. You need to live on purpose in all your paths. And when I really honored who I was and what I loved, and I realized it wasn't about what she wants or what he wants. It was, what does Larissa want to bring to the world? And numerology was the platform that I chose to do it. I was met with opposition. I was told, oh, you're crazy. No one will follow you. Nobody will. What makes you think that anyone would pay you for your time? And then I also dealt with imposter syndrome, which was, who do I think I am? What right do I think? Who am I to do this? And it kept me in the dark for a long time. But because I'm an intuitive and I listen to spirit and I have these deeper guides, I just kept following the path. And one conversation led to the next, to led me here. I, I met Julie, like, let's just say, and I remember there was a time, Julie, in our relationship where I could have went one way or another.
Mhm.
And I remember this conversation actually, because we've known each other for quite some time. And I said, Julie, I have to do this. And I was
Mhm.
scared. And because I stepped into my power of what I lights Larissa up, and I really lived my truth, everything just exploded, because I wasn't forcing anything. Like, I wasn't trying to make it happen. I was just being myself. And that's when you know you're living your purpose, is because it just all lines up and it's easy and it's, I don't want to say effortless, because that's a really like loaded word, but you enjoy the effort. you get
It flows.
excited about,
It
yeah,
flows, right?
you get excited about the effort, you know, like I would hang up a call and be like, I just want to do another reading. Just, I want to do another one. And it was like, you know, like this energy of give me more. So I hope that was like kind of answered your question about what purpose is, because that really is a tough one.
I know. All right. So people are getting right to the chase. What is Larissa's business page for the spiritual side? And what does she do?
All
I mean,
right,
we
you guys.
to get over here. Anna's saying this is when I know that I have to do it, when I feel scared of doing it. I love this.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah. You do it scared,
You do it.
because you know the only thing that gives you confidence is trying. That's it. That's the only thing that will give you confidence is, you know, to keep being consistent. And you said something. Well, how'd you get to 500,000 followers? But what people don't see is Julie knows this for the last 5 years. 5 years, I have posted every single day of my life
Yeah.
on all different platforms. Saturdays and Sundays, okay, fine, maybe I did a little soccer post or something, but I never took off. Not when I was sick, not when I had the virus, not when my mother, I think when my mother passed this summer, I took a few days where I just kind of shut down. But I posted consistently no matter how I felt. I showed up. And this is my motto: if I can show up and serve one person, I did my job today. That's it. And I'm just going to serve that message repeatedly. Now, numerology, so people will say, well, what do you do? Because I call myself an intuitive numerologist. So intuitive is just a really fancy word. It's a little sexier, I think, than psychic. Okay. Which means you're being led by divine messages and your gifts, whether that be clairaudience, claircognizance, where you're receiving downloads. And numerology is the study of your birth. So those combinations between the numbers and the soul is how I do all my readings. And you can find them. I think Julie put it at the website, thegoddessgiving.com. But I do need to say one thing. I have hundreds and hundreds of fake goddess givings out on Instagram and TikTok. If you just Google goddess giving on TikTok or Instagram, there's like 50 profiles. It's crazy. I am public. And I will never, ever, ever, ever message you for a reading saying, I feel something, you've been chosen, or I have an important message from you. Because in the spiritual world, there's this exchange of value, and I live by it. You must ask me for the reading. I cannot solicit. It goes against everything I believe. So if you get a message, block and report. It's really bad, Julie, what they
So I
do.
saw your post. I was going to message you because I can
Yeah,
tell, I could tell your energy. Like it's so disheartening, right? Like when
yeah.
you put yourself out there to help as many people, and then there's these people that are posing as you, trying to do the negative of what you're trying
Yeah.
to do.
And
And so
people pay them. They get I get many messages that they were like fooled by it, you
duped.
know, which
They
is
were duped.
yeah, it's a shame. So, but that's kind of like what I do. And you know, it's interesting. I was listening to like this podcast this morning, and I always journal. So if anyone says, how can you bring spirit into your everyday life? Um, this has been something that will be challenging for many people, but it's spending time with yourself, being still and being quiet and listening for the answers. We as a society, our listening skills have to get better, and they need to start with us, right? Like we need to listen to your soul. So that's number one. Now,
How many of
you
you
know,
guys
you had
journal? If
asked,
you hold on, if you journal, I hate journaling. We need to talk about this because
okay.
I hate writing. So when somebody says journal, I cringe. Can you believe
Okay,
that?
so then
So put journaling if you guys journal in the comments.
so can I give you my definition of journaling?
Yes, please.
Okay. So I have ADD without a doubt,
Oh,
and
me too.
sitting still is hard for me. So my idea of journaling is a little different because I don't love journaling either. I don't like buying journaling books. I don't like buying planners. Like when Julie booked this, I said, message me on Sunday because I'll forget. Like that's how bad I am. So, so that's how bad I am. So what my idea of journaling is doing something you love and just honoring what you hear. Okay. So for example, I love Audible and I love podcasts and I love listening. I'm an what's like a
Auditory learner.
auditory learner, okay? So every morning I wake up, I make the beds, I do a load of laundry, the dishes, and I make my kids lunches for school. That ear pod is in my ear and I'm listening to something. My journaling consists of the thoughts that are coming to me when I'm listening. I just write down a few aha moments of the message I receive. And that becomes the base of like my entire day. Journaling can also be setting intentions where when you wake up in the morning before your feet hit the bed, you have this little moment of gratitude with your guides and your angels, and you ask for a sign or set an intention of how you want the energy to go, and then you look for the clues. So I think to me, journaling just means jotting because I'm not someone who's going to sit there and write for 30 minutes. It's just not going to happen.
Right. That's who I am too.
Yeah.
So I like that. A lot of people are saying I don't journal, but I
Okay.
need to start. I don't journal, but I need to start.
So
Okay.
let's call it jotting it down. Jot on your phone in your notes section. That's it.
I do. So my spiritual thing is I do my morning meditation, but I do it in bed, but I don't fall asleep. I just don't want to get out of bed yet because I wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning. So I know I'm not supposed to meditate in my bed, but I do meditate in my bed. And then I write down 10 things I'm grateful for. But
Okay,
that's
so
not quite journaling, is it?
so what I would do if you could add, Julie, so I love that you're doing that because gratitude is the energy of angels. So you're right there. So if you could just pose a question after gratitude, ask a question to your guides, like your higher power, and then just listen to the first sentence that comes to your head and write it down.
Okay.
Okay? And just let that sit because that's usually a message.
Okay. So ask a question to my guides about like the day or
Right.
whatever it is, right?
Whatever's troubling you, whatever's on your heart. Like, here's the thing, you said, I know I'm not supposed to meditate in bed. And that's not true. You're not, you're supposed to do what feels good to you.
Okay, good.
My form of meditation, my form of journaling may not work. There is no wrong way to do this. And any teacher in the spiritual world that says you have to do this, this, and this, run because it's in spirit, it's in your spirit. Therefore, it has to feel good to you. If it feels forced, if it feels like a checklist, if it feels like it's nagging and just like, don't do it because you're not in aligned with spirit. It has
I
to feel
love
good.
I love that. Guys, drop some heart emojis. Like, I love that. Like, you just validated I've gotten out of bed and I don't feel like I don't love it, where I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, in the morning in my bed, this is like my sanctuary, my home. This is where I want to meditate, like
Yeah.
this is where I want to start my time in my day. And I wake up early before I have to wake up my kids so that I can meditate, but my ass does not want to get out of bed.
Yep. I think it's perfect. So
Okay.
stick with it.
Okay, so then how do we know? Okay, keep going, Larissa. We talked about journaling. You were going to talk about the other thing, and then I totally got off on this journaling thing.
Uh, what did I say? I lost my
You were
train of
saying
thought.
these are like the strategies. These are the things that, like the tips, like that you're.
To connect with spirit.
Yes.
Okay. So what Julie's doing actually would be my second tip, which is first thing in the morning. The twilight hour, like when you wake up, you're like in that like little state, like you're awake, but you're not like fully into your day. I call this like the power hour. That first 20, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes of your day is always going to be when you are most connected to spirit because you just slept. And we're going to talk about sleeping in a second. But you just slept and you just came out of this like, deep sleep. So you're fresh. And when you ask a question to spirit, you're most likely going to hear it in the mornings because you're open and receptive. So I love morning work. If you're not morning person, the nighttime is not a bad time to do this, but it has to be right before you doze off. So it's got to be in your bed or right before you go to bed when you're just settling down, you're putting your phone away and you can do the gratitude work, you can do the spiritual work at that time as well because you're going to go drift off to it. So I like to do it what I call the bookends. I like to go to sleep with a thought and I will ask myself, what am I proud of today? What did I do that I feel was like a blessing to the world or to someone else? Like, how did I help someone? And what insight did I receive? What happened that I'm so grateful for? Like I'll give you an example. Um, so the other day, it was my daughter's birthday, and that night I went to bed and I was like, I am so proud, that my husband and I were able to we went to Broadway and we took her to see Harry Potter, and like this energy of what we're proud of and what we're grateful for. And, that we have this like connection with her, and we had great conversation. I know that's so stupid, but it's just with my child. I felt so good, but you've got to honor that. The next morning when I woke up, because she's my middle daughter, right? She's very different from me. I heard a message like, stop trying to change how she does things. Because I've had this like, she's 14, she's in high school, we're going back and forth all the time. And I realized that the go, go, go energy is not her. But I keep telling her, go out, go do this, go do this, go do that. And when I woke up, I heard, stop trying to change her to be like you. Just she's teaching you a lesson. And I wrote that down and I thought about it all day. I was like, oh my God, my kid is showing me the power of being present in who you are. And that's the way I do spirituality. It does not have to be sitting on your floor in the yogi position. It doesn't have to be that way. I like to say on spirituality with no woo required. Although woo is good,
There's no woo woo.
that you don't need to be woo woo. It's great if you are, but you could drive a minivan and go to soccer and go to work and cook dinner and be spiritual. Did that
Oh
analogy
my
make
God.
sense?
Totally.
Yeah.
No, totally. It
Did
doesn't
that
make sense.
analogy make sense? Like, so I'm always starting and ending my day with gratitude, spirit, what I'm grateful for. And I also ask for help. So whenever I'm having a problem, I ask for it. So that's how I do my basic connection to spirit. Obviously, there's much more than that, but that would be like beginner 101.
Okay.
Start there.
Start there.
And
Okay.
it's easy.
And then you said there, and I'm like so like focused that I can't remember what you said, but you said there was one other piece of something. I was like, okay, like time or no, it wasn't time. What was it? You're like, we'll get to that in a
So,
second.
okay. Okay, so I know what that is. So the piece that I think that most of my clients feel like is like the cheat sheet or the secret code, because I feel like numbers is a secret language, and when you understand numbers and you understand this code, you can live according to your charts and your blueprint. So there's a piece of this where in numerology we constantly have universal energies and personal energies. So for example, if I said, Julie, you're an Aries, and I'm, this one's a Taurus, that would be like, if I said these are the characteristics for an Aries and these are the characteristics for a Taurus, it's kind of general, right? Like that's the universal energy. But then we have personal paths and we go much deeper into this blueprint. So this month is a universal energy of business minded leadership focus. So if you're an entrepreneur and February is all things money, all things business, and I said to you, Julie, you want to launch a podcast and you want it to be successful, you have to launch it in February. If you knew this 3 months ago, you could plan for it. Okay, so you're planning according to the energies, and all it means is that you're being supported for like an easier time. It doesn't mean that free will is being taken away or that it's going to go absolutely to perfection without any hiccups. It just means that the energy is supporting this. So if you know this, you align your decisions to these energies, giving you more knowledge, more power, and more choices. That's
I
what I
love
wanted to say.
I love it. I love it. And it's so funny because she was telling me this like in February, because she was saying February is the month. I was like, well, I was thinking of launching a podcast. Shit. It was like these damn
Yeah,
signs.
I'm actually going to give you the day to launch it too. You
Oh,
need to
shit.
launch it. Yeah, you need to launch it. Well, first of all, I'm a numbers girl, right? So there's something to be said for February 22nd, 2022.
Pew, pew,
You need
pew.
to launch it because here's the thing. I'm going to give you this question because this is the theme that came to me this morning in my spiritual work. You have two choices. You're either going to be a leader or you're going to be led. Which one is it?
Oh, I'm a leader. Dang it.
So then you need to step into that energy. So if a leader wants to start a podcast, she does it. And she figures it out as she goes because you're capable. And here's the thing with the universal energies, you have to trust. So I trust that this is going to work out. Now, this might sound foo-foo, right? But when we step into an energy of I choose to become a creator of a powerful and successful podcast that serves millions of souls all over the world, helping them create businesses with massive wealth and massive success. That is more empowering than saying I started a podcast. Okay. So
slightly more
yeah.
empowering.
So you have to decide, are you, Julie, the person who does a podcast, or are you the leader who creates this experience through the podcast? And when you make that choice, I choose to be a leader. I choose peace over fear. I choose love over anger. I choose happiness over sadness. You are working and co-creating with spirit, but you are empowering yourself because you're also saying you're ready. So another powerful way to work with spirit is to tell them, I am ready. I am ready to have a platform with millions of followers. You know, Larissa 5 years ago wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that, Julie, because I would have I would have attached my worth into their yes or their no. But now I know, and I honor the fact that whether you like my readings, whether you like my content, has no, it doesn't mean that I'm more worthy or less worthy. Larissa's worthy as she is, whether you say yes or you say no. And that took time. You know, there's a lot of hate with 500,000 followers. You've got to have some thick skin because people follow you sometimes not because they love you, because they want to mock you or they're jealous of you or whatever it may be.
Oh, girl, I just had somebody do a 45-minute. I don't know if you saw my post earlier this week. 45-minute monologue splicing all of my videos together and how corrupt I am. 45 minutes on YouTube. And took it a
Wow.
step further and posted a review on, I don't know if you knew this, I became an author. I published a kid's book on anxiety.
Congratulations.
And went and posted a nasty review about me as a network marketer and how I'm trying to dupe my audience into joining my network marketing business, and wrote a nasty review on my YouTube, on my Amazon.
Don't worry, they'll get karma. Don't you worry. So here's the thing. Somebody like that can never ever step into their full potential because, okay, so in numerology, ready? Okay, here's a bonus. Numerology, there's duality, okay? So when I look at your chart and I look at your soul, I tell you your potential of your highest timeline, which is your higher duality, like, you know, and then the lower vibration, higher vibration, lower vibration. What people don't realize is you are all things. You cannot remove the lower level. You can never remove the ego. You can never, it's a part of you. Okay. You just have to decide where you want to live. And if you're functioning out of anger, out of fear, out of jealousy, out of, hatred, you're always going to live here, which means this is what your experiences will be. You cannot get to here if you're receiving this. It just doesn't work. So what I teach my clients is how to rise up to their highest timeline so they can receive the money, the love, the health, the wealth, everything that you want to manifest lives here. So that person, Julie, they will never manifest or receive the abundance they crave, but you will.
And that's what I wrote in my post. I mean, I think most of you guys had saw, I mean, it did very well, the post, but my post was, I'm going to wish them love because they are hurting. And
Yeah.
so, clearly they have a lot of time on their hands because that's a lot of editing that needs to happen.
Dude, can they edit my videos? Because it takes me 45 minutes to make a 15-second TikTok. Come on.
Totally, right? Like, come on. So, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to wish them love because they need it. They're hurting, right? And I'm also have a choice. I have a choice to let it crush me. Like Larissa was saying, like there's a lot of haters, right? Or I have a choice to let it light my fire because I know I'm hitting somebody's pain point because they're upset by it. So it's out of jealousy that they're having these emotions. and rise above it and keep shining my light. And that's what.
So you should actually create a lot of content this month about the myths of network marketing you should create all your content around that.
I
Use
did a
that
YouTube
person for
video.
fuel. Yep,
I did a
absolutely.
YouTube video this last week. It just dropped. I wanted to go, but it's the other side of network marketing. Like, Larissa, you used to be in the network marketing space, and
Yeah,
it's not
it's
that
awesome.
you're not anti, you're not anti MLM. It didn't work for you. You found your calling and you
But
found your
it
purpose.
did work for me. So when I was in it, I was having success, but I wasn't in my zone of genius. And I
Correct.
had
It
to come
wasn't
to a
aligned
point.
with you.
Exactly. It wasn't aligned with me, but it taught me so much. Like, I literally think that the only reason why I'm having success was because I did that first. Because to step up as a psychic or a medium, you have to have courage. And to step up as a network marketer, you have to have courage.
Yeah.
And I think when I stepped into the network marketing space, I was met with community. I was met with leaders who taught me about personal development and growth and how to get your message out there. And I did it within this bubble of my product or my service or my, team, let's just say. And the spiritual thing that I did, I still always did it. But only if you were my friend did you get to see this side of Larissa.
Right.
Only if you knew me did I do your charts. Okay. Only if we were buddies.
Like close
And
circle.
exactly. And what happened was I was building a website to teach people kind of what you do, Julie, how to use social media to build their network marketing business. And when I was doing this, I was sharing with the person who was building this site for me about numerology. And I said, she was asking questions. I said, I'll do your chart. I did her chart and she came back, tears and all, going, this is what you have to serve to the world. I said, oh, no, 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 I can't do that. It's already out there. I didn't create numerology. I can't do that. She goes, oh, no, 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 you're doing this. This is your gift. Your session has changed my life. Larissa, you have to do this. Just do this, do this, do this. And she pushed me to do this. And I made a post saying, would anyone like a reading? 8 women said yes. And from that moment on, my entire life changed because I realized that the service was Larissa and I chose a different modality. And I had to let go of network marketing, not because I didn't believe in it or didn't enjoy it, but because I knew that I had to have a clear focus and I couldn't chase 2 rabbits at once.
Right.
So I went all in. I said, I'm going to give this to the world. And a couple years later now, thousands and thousands and thousands of I have celebrity clients. Like, it's just bananas what has happened. But I'm just so honored to say that had I not walked across those stages, spoke at those conferences, I would never have had the courage to do this
Yeah.
ever.
No, I love it. I love it. I mean, I have like chills for you because I've seen the growth, right? Like, I
Yeah.
personally have seen the growth because we've had conversations for a long time, like, and Larissa, you have to honor whatever that person's path is. That's one of the things that I don't like about network marketing is like somebody leaves or somebody does something and they think it's like a possession. It's like, no, I want you to be like fulfilled and so happy in your soul. And I remember having this conversation with you and you were like, Julie, I'm the type of person, according to my numbers, if I remember correctly, where you told me I can do 10 things at once. Most people cannot multitask like I'm able to multitask. And people are like, how do you do it? I was like, I don't know how I do it. I just do it. I launch a book. I do this. I do that. I do like all of these things. You're like, I can't do that. I have to focus on one thing to fruition.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I think that that's where Larissa can come in for you guys and figure out what is your path, what is your purpose, what is your your
Desire.
alignment, your
What's
desire.
your zone of genius?
Totally. And so here's her website. I'm going to give it to you right up here. It's thegoddessgiving.com. What are you offering? You're offering a free something right now.
Yes. So I have my signature course that's being launched on February 22nd. It's Discover Your Destiny and Desires, right? And the desire to live it, kind of. It's a 12-week live mastermind with one-on-one calls, charts, your birth charts, you name it, you're getting the whole shebang. And I have it at a special offer because it's going to be the first time it's done live. So what I'm doing is, and I'm only going to be offering this to like 15 women max because I want it to be a very intimate, like you're getting me for 3 months, like in your life. Um, so what I'm doing is I'm offering a free call. If you book on my website where it says book a reading, it's called Goddess Elite. And it's a phone call and it's free. It's about 20 minutes. And we will have a conversation about you, about your desires, and about this program and other programs to see if it's a good fit. Because if it may not be the right time for you, it may not be what serves you best. And I built my entire business on not about my services, but what your needs are and how I can serve you. So I would not want you in this program if it's not the right thing. But I will tell you, I have something for everybody at every stage. So if you're interested in knowing a little bit more, I would take advantage of that call.
I love it. I love it. So go to thegoddessgiving.com, book your free call with Larissa. I'm telling you, your mind is going to be blown. Like it is going. I'm gonna after this. I'm gonna go back because you've done my charts, and I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna relook at these charts.
Well, that's the beauty of this because once I do your birth chart, it's from birth to death, and you can look at it and use it as a guide. Your calendar energy will change every single year. So I have clients that call me every December, like, Larissa, let's go. What's 22 got in store? But once I do your full chart, your birth name, all that, that's for life. And I guarantee you, Julie, read it because you're at a different place on your journey. So everything you read will feel different and appear different because you're going to see things you didn't see before in the chart.
I love it. I love it. So if you guys are ready for your spiritual journey, put spiritual in the comments and let us know that you've gotten value. Larissa, thank you so much for your time. I love you to pieces.
I love you.
I have loved watching, and go and find her on TikTok because she's so good on TikTok. But make sure you're finding the right Larissa, not the wrong Larissa.
Yeah. This one's got almost 500,000 followers. The other ones, they don't have that.
That is like such a huge accomplishment. It's
Can I give you my tip for TikTok?
Yes, please.
These are women building businesses, right? So
Yeah.
here's what I'm going to say. If you're not showing up on TikTok, you're crazy. Just for perspective, TikTok, 500,000 followers and over 7 million likes. Instagram, which is just as valuable because I post there every day, almost 7,000 followers. So just do the math there. TikTok, you have about 1 year left of organic traffic. And if you show up and you're consistent and you serve, you will have success. I promise you. Don't be like everyone else, just be like you. And I posted 3 to 5 videos a day, 7 days a week. And if you can do that, you will get there.
Do you still post 3 to 5 videos a day?
Yes. So so this is what I've noticed. TikTok is a marathon and it goes in waves and out of waves and virality and all that. But I will never post less than 3. The sweet spot is 5, but when I want to grow, I go for 10 and I go live every single day. 10. You are better off posting 10, 15-second videos than one 1-minute video. Splice them up. You guys are not even realizing you're making it harder. A 15-second video. I have been reached by 2 TV shows for like terrible cooks because I post about I'll share that I'm a terrible cook on a 15-second video. Okay. So you instead of making it a minute long and making it perfect, make it 15 seconds. Have an intro, a title, a call to action, and use very small hashtags and watch the growth. And then message me.
You might want to stick around just as we end this because I have a few questions.
Julie, maybe we need to come back on. I have a reading at 1:00, so I do have to go. But we can do a whole TikTok. Maybe we should do a TikTok free webinar or something, and I'll teach you what I've done.
I love it. If you would like a TikTok webinar, put TikTok in the comments.
Yeah, it's not random. Okay, it's not. There's a strategy and there's consistency like anything else. If you don't show up, you can't just post something on the internet and think that people are going to buy your products or services or even believe in you. I thrive on the fact that I've created a real, like, not followers, but fellowship. And I answer my DMs, I answer my comments, I engage with my community, and I'm proud of that.
I love it. I love it. And it serves you well, and you're serving them equally as well. So it's a win-win.
Wait. So I look forward to seeing you guys on the call. Julie, you're amazing. I love you. I love seeing you shine. And if you guys have worked with Julie or you're part of her team, you are so lucky because one thing about you, Julie, is you care about your people. And I don't care where we live, it oozes out of you, and I feel it on the screen. And I know that you're probably one of the hardest working, most caring leaders out there. So keep shining. The
Thank
world needs you, Julie. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys. Hashtag value. If you've gotten so much value out of this, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Larissa. All right. Bye, guys.